Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Post-Grad Academy. Today, we're going to be talking about cryptos, real estate, and starting your own stock talk and how to manage it. As always, thank you guys for embarking on this learning journey along with us.
Make sure you like and subscribe and comment what you want to see next. But today we actually have Nader, who is the HalalStockTok investor. So welcome, Nader.
Hey guys, it's Nader tuning in. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. So I'm gonna start out with like a thing I've been wondering for a while. I've been watching TikTok for the past 2 years, especially during coronavirus, and I somehow ended up on Stock Talk. And your page has come up a couple times, but I've also seen a couple other pages talking about the millions% gains for Safemoon. And I don't know anything about Safemoon. I've been trying to buy Safemoon, and then I saw your videos about Safemoon. I'm like, wait, because like it's literally impossible to buy.
Well, you see, here's the thing with all of these cryptocurrencies that are, user generated, right? That don't have any real world use or that are not built on a platform. They're just literally meme coins, right? So the idea behind them is to try to maximize gains in a short period of time. So these people come in there, they set up this platform that essentially is a Ponzi scheme in crypto form. So all of the original holders, once new people join and buy coins, get a kickback. So the way they're set up is that, there isn't really any use to it except for just making money for all the previous holders. And this is an incentive for you to keep buying and holding into these meme coins so that you can potentially get money for, doing absolutely nothing. And again, a lot of people like to invest when there's a potential of getting rich quick. But the problem is when you finally hear about stuff like this, it's probably already too late, right? So, I mean, just going back from like the previous year, like even before crypto, like a lot of people like to chase penny stocks. And then after that, people were chasing GME and BlackBerry and Nokia. And then now they kind of like move their mindset over to crypto, and they're trying to find these coins that are way under a cent. And they think that if it ever gets to a cent, like what happened to Dogecoin, they're gonna be so rich. The problem is with these coins that are basically baseless and they're set up the way they are, is that the rug can get pulled very quickly and people can cash out, and then a lot of people who are just late to the game are left holding a bag.
Gotcha. So it's definitely one of those things where it only really benefits the original people who created it or invested in it.
Yeah, and they try to hide behind the fact that we don't hold a huge amount of money, and we don't hold a percentage of the coins and so on and so forth. But that's a bunch of BS. Like the guy who created Safemoon, or one of the founders, ended up making around $2 million, and then he opened another coin called Orfano, and he started to hide behind the fact that we're going to help out orphans, where this is our cause. But again, if people really wanted to help orphans and help people in need, they can just donate directly to the charity. Cryptocurrency is not a non-for-profit, it's a for-profit platform, right? So you want to try to avoid scams like that.
Of course.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, it literally sounds like you're describing a pump and dump scheme, pretty much. Picture for word.
To the moon.
Yeah, and then to the trash.
Yeah, so that's kind of how you differentiate between what you describe more as scam tokens and then more of the blue chip, commonly accepted tokens,
it's very important to do your research, right? I mean, the minute you read the white paper, you start to get a feel for the tokenomics behind a certain platform, what the use is for, how they distribute their coins, who's the major holders, what fail safes are in place so that the bottom doesn't fall out. All of this is very important, when you're reading through a white paper. And I mean, the minute you start to see if there's spelling mistakes, right away that this is not legit.
Interesting. Okay. Are those put out by the creators of the coin, or how exactly does that work?
Yeah, so let's say you guys come together and you want to make the Post-Grad Academy coin. right? You can go register it, and then you start like making a white paper, and you basically can launch it on like any number of platforms. You can do it on like PancakeSwap, or you can do it on Uniswap. You can do it on the Binance Smart Chain. And basically you start your media campaign and you get people to buy in. So what these coins do, and I get tons of messages every day like this to, you know, basically pump their coins for them on my platform, and they'll pay me like, you know, from like, I've seen like as low as like $500 to like over $1,000 just to like, you know, just say, hey guys, go buy this coin, right? So they already know that, you know, they're trying to get people to buy in, because the minute they do, they could just like walk away with it, right? I think the other day I saw there was something called like a 32 coin, or I'm not sure exactly what it was, but basically they put on their website that they took the entire exchange off, and people lost like around like $32 million worth of money. And they basically told them on the website, it's like, we scammed you and there's nothing you can do about it.
I saw that. I saw that on TikTok. They took
Yeah.
the website and then completely made that page and was just like, yeah, like you can't find us.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
So what do you think are the top, like your top 3 cryptos for the future? Like obviously Bitcoin's huge, but like if I would have invested in Dogecoin, like I invested in Dogecoin, if I would have held till right now, I'd have been a millionaire.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I mean, even like when people have asked me about the Dogecoin in the past, I was like, there's no way it's gonna go past 1 cent. And then it passed 1 cent, and I was like, well, take your profits and run. And then it goes to 6, and then to 10, and then to 20, and then it eventually hits 60 cents. And I'm just sitting there going, I have no idea. Don't ask me about Dogecoin anymore, because I obviously have like, you know, no knowledge to it. But it's only its value is only generated based on its popularity and its tweets, and you know, eventually it might get legitimized because of how Elon Musk or any other like, you know, celebrity who chooses to like, you know, ride on it will pump it, right? Because eventually it'll get accepted. Like I think you can buy like Dallas Mavericks tickets with Dogecoin now.
Yeah,
right?
I saw that. Mark Cuban said that.
And Elon Musk is trying to like push for SpaceX to accept Dogecoin, right? So again, anything can happen. But if you want to stick on, you know, like if you take a look at like fundamentals and you know, platform use, and basically a lot of these coins solve problems, right? So Bitcoin is a decentralized currency like concept. And then Ethereum is supposed to be a platform to solve the problems of slow transfers. And, you know, on top of that, like other coins come out to solve like other problems. Like we all heard about like gas fees with regards to Ethereum and how high they are.
Yeah.
So you want to like avoid that. Like you go on a platform like say Cardano, which gives the speed of Ethereum and reduces the cost of the electricity that's used. So in essence, it's a cheaper transaction, right?
Put a lot of money into Cardano.
Yeah, so I mean, Cardano is one of those legitimate projects that I'm looking at. VeChain is a real nice concept as well. They try to issue supply chain like platforms. So if say I have a business here in Toronto and there's a supplier in China and they want some sort of security in order to send me the product. So we would technically use VeChain in order for them to secure the payment and for me to secure the product actually showing up, right? So this is what VeChain is technically built for, right? So there's a real world use that can, you know, move the platform forward, especially with all the drop shipping and everything that's going on these days, right?
The more legitimate types of cryptos are the ones that solve problems, and the less legitimate are ones that are pretty much just advertisement campaigns.
Just to, like, you know, the promise of making people money. That's basically the thing that you have to try to differentiate. But I mean, there are some legitimate projects that try to aim to make people money. Like if you take a look at Aave, or if you take a look at Compound, all of these, like, or even BlockFi, like it's not coin.
I feel like Summer Lumens is similar to that as well.
Well, Stellar is a little different, right? Stellar doesn't aim to, you know, maximize like derivatives and yields and stuff like that. Stellar is like similar to like what a stable coin should be, but it's got that kind of growth to it. So you can kind of compare it to like say Home Depot in terms of the stock. It's got like the stability, but it's also got the growth like in it as well.
Yeah.
The thing with Stellar is that it actually partnered with the government of Ukraine, and they're working on a currency for the country using Stellar, right? So this is why it started to get its legitimacy because of this.
Gotcha. That's super interesting. I'm kind of like a general question on how you view cryptos in general. I mean, are they more so like long-term investments for you, where you see them as kind of becoming the next form of currencies, or are you kind of just using them to trade to create a profit? Is that you think that they'll go up?
I definitely feel that with cryptocurrencies the way they are these days, that it's only going to like, you know, grow into the future because decentralized finance is a real thing. People want to break away from banks. Banks are just making all this ridiculous amount of money without real effort. And they're trying to basically colonize our choices by, you know, telling us where and when we can pull our money, right? So basically the idea behind decentralized finance is you have access to your money anytime, and you can choose when you want to spend it, right? Like you don't want to have to go to the bank. Let's say I have 100 grand sitting in the bank, and I go today and I say, hey, I want my 100 grand in like dollar bills. They're just gonna look at me and be like, well, you have to give us an order and give us like, you know, 72 hours notice if you want to pull your money, because the minute you deposit your money in the bank, they go and they take it and they use it in their lending products, right?
Yeah.
They make money off your money.
Exactly. So I mean, the whole idea is to like you are your own bank basically, and you're in control of it. And the idea behind some of these platforms is that they set up the ability to also lend and make money off of, you know, the lending process, but in a more civilized forum where people actually vote on certain projects where they would lend out money so that they can make money as well on their capital, right?
Wow, yeah, I mean that's interesting. It's pretty much you're describing like a whole new way to bank or manage your money. I mean, that's power. I mean, that could potentially change a lot of things from how people buy houses to everything.
Exactly. I mean, it's just the way it is that, you know, the technology is here, and the reason behind it is to break away from these the shackles of like, you know, the financial institutions.
Yeah.
And eventually this is going to be the way that people are going to transact in the future. So it's definitely something, you know, worth investing in and holding for the long term, but you got to also hedge your risk. And you have to understand that anything related to cryptocurrency is very volatile. As you see, like today, everything's down by like 50% from like a month ago. So you want to really like gradually go in there and say like you, especially if you're a new investor, you wouldn't want to like, you know, expose like 100% of your portfolio to just crypto. Maybe you want to do anywhere from like 5 to 10%. So if you lose it all, you're not going to be that upset.
Yeah, that was something I was actually kind of curious about, and how you manage your risk when you deal with these volatile cryptos, especially smaller ones like that, you know. Yeah, so that's interesting.
Mhm.
So I'm very into like the cryptocurrency drama when it comes to like celebrities tweeting about them and everything. So like obviously, you know, Elon Musk and Dave Portnoy. I was
Yeah.
wondering, I pulled up a quick quote from Dave Portnoy, and I just wanted you to kind of analyze it and give me your thoughts on it.
Sure.
So Dave Portnoy tweeted, unlike Elon Musk, I'm not flip-flopping every other second about Bitcoin. You will have to rip my Bitcoin from my cold, dead hands. And that's a quote from him. What do you think about this? Because Dave Portnoy is obviously like a crypto legend.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Elon Musk is the CEO of Tesla. And you have to ask yourself, what is Tesla? Tesla is aiming to be the largest, you know, manufacturer of alternative energy. It's not just to make cars. It's not just, you know, it's for like self-driving or whatever it is. Tesla is a alternative energy company. And the potential for them moving forward is that their solar business and their battery business is going to overtake whatever cars they're going to manufacture today.
Yeah.
With that being said, Elon Musk's vision of what Tesla is to be, a company that stands behind helping the environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, given the fact that Bitcoin is, labor intensive with regards to its resources, even though you could say the same thing about gold mining and you can say the same thing about coal mining, all of this stuff uses way more energy than what Bitcoin potentially uses.
And making cars too.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that, his, I want to say like the way he feels about a certain topic and what the company is trying to achieve were two different things. So I think he had pressure from like his other board members to step in and be like, Bitcoin's cool and all, but we're gonna like go into it more once they fix the problem with regards to its energy. And a lot of that came to the forefront with what happened in China that tanked Bitcoin over the last 3 weeks, which is, something happened in a coal mine and then all of a sudden the hash rate went down. And that's what started like, the downturn for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So for it to be manipulated by this kind of energy loss and the type of energy that was used to mine these coins, that's what Elon was trying to get at. It doesn't mean that they don't want to step away from it. It's just something that he had to bring to the forefront as the CEO of Tesla, not as Elon Musk, the Dogecoin like pumper, right?
So he likes to promote sustainability in a lot of stuff he does. So I think it's another reason why.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, he's also been like, very vocal with regards to, helping people to become more energy efficient. And they've left a lot of the trademarks that Tesla holds open for anyone to use so that they could, eventually be more efficient as well.
Really? That's interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, this is what Elon is all about. He wants, like, first of all, he wants the entire global community to become more aware of being more energy conscious, and then he wants to find a way to colonize Mars. That's like Elon Musk in a nutshell, right?
So is HalalStockTok on the, if there was two rocket ships, we got Portnoy and Elon Musk, and who's going to the moon with their
well, I mean, Elon Musk is like, talking from two different sides of the coin.
Yeah,
I still feel that if you were to like, put a gun to Elon Musk's head, he'd probably say the same thing that Dave Portnoy is saying. But again, he's wearing the Tesla CEO cap, so he's got to be very careful with what he says.
He's already hit the moon too. He doesn't have much further to go.
Exactly.
Awesome. So sorry.
I was
so I just graduated from FSU. I'm not sure if I mentioned that before, but I got a degree in commercial entrepreneurship, but I'm more going because I'm like one of the favorite things people say about me is once you meet me, you'll never forget me in a good way. But so I've decided I'm going into commercial real estate.
Nice.
So for someone going into commercial real estate, there's not really any podcasts or like videos for how to start out and like kind of a journey map to what you're supposed to be doing. So what advice do you have for like people, because I know you're very big into real estate. I know it's more residential, but what do you recommend for people starting out?
Well, I actually have a very cultured palette when it comes to real estate. Like I do pretty much anything that comes my way, like whether it's residential or commercial. I actually have a lot of experience with commercial myself. Like we've had like commercial properties for the last like 20 years. Before I got into real estate, we used to have supermarkets and restaurants. I came in from the food service industry. So, I mean, like generally speaking, one of the things that you should definitely try to do when you're getting into real estate is to find a local team that is, focused on commercial real estate and join their team, right? Because you're going to learn a lot of stuff along the way that you're not going to pick up on your own. Another thing you can do is find a property management company that's, like local as well, that's managing several, commercial properties, and try to get a job there as well. you know, because again, when you're dealing with these property management companies, they also have a similar idea regarding, you know, sale and leasing in the commercial space, right?
Awesome.
What education was required for that? Or do you feel like if there's any education that you didn't get that could have been useful?
Honestly, it's all about time in the market when it comes to real estate. Like, I mean, you have to have a basic understanding of how certain things work. And honestly, like, you can use any degree to become like a real estate agent. There's also, like, you know, the difference of becoming book smart versus, you know, street smart, which is very much the case. You need to like balance it pretty well as a real estate agent. So, for example, I graduated from business with a double major in economics and marketing, right? So obviously it helps me understand the market as a whole, but do I really need that degree to become a real estate agent? Probably not. It's all about, you know, getting experience. And especially when you, like, let's say once you first come out of high school and you go get your realtor's license, you want to like get as much experience as you can. So you go join a team of like successful realtors that will, you know, get you to teach, or that they will teach you on the go, like how they operate their business. And as you know how to like deal with people, this is also the other side of the business, because you want to divide it into three. Like you want to have knowledge of like what the laws are and how to conduct your business. And then you want to like know how to deal with people, because one of the biggest things of how to deal with people is how to like take rejection. You need to have a thicker skin like in real estate. And third is the mental aspect of like, you know, the buying and selling process, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, even like psychology is actually a good thing to take so that you have an understanding of how to deal with people in front of you and the kind of emotions that they would be going through that drive a negotiation or that drive, you know, the buying and selling process.
God, that's super. So is real estate, I mean, is that your profession? Is that your job? Or do
Yeah,
you
my
also?
day-to-day job, I'm a real estate agent, right? So for me, like this whole like, you know, stock, halal stock platform and everything, this was like kind of a side like kind of thing for me. And it started off more as a like as a passion of mine so that I can, you know, kind of put it out there. Like I never really thought it would like take off the way it did, but it just so happened that it did, right? Like during a pandemic when like, you know, business is down and like you have a lot of free time and you're just like, hey, I'm just gonna start a TikTok, and then all of a sudden it blows up.
Yeah, I was gonna ask like how you come up with ideas for your content and what you talk about on your page. And so it started out as a passion, something you're already interested in, just decided to post it and slowly gain more and more followers.
Yeah, so the whole idea of, you know, like halal investing is not a concept that's really publicized a lot. So like in a nutshell, it's just, you know, adhering to a certain like type of style of investing as opposed to like, you know, just like throwing your money blindly at anything. Like just think of it as someone who's more conscious of like the where their
Ethical
money is
or
going,
something.
right? So like let's say I'm like a humanitarian, so I don't want to support companies that, you know, manufacture weapons, right? This is just one of like the criteria behind like halal investing. It's more of a nuanced way of thinking about a company, but at the same time relating it back to the religion, which has certain concepts that are permissible and non-permissible, especially when it comes to monetary uh, uh, like vehicles that have, you know, interest and debt, which are like, you know, taboos in Islam, right? So I attended a conference the year prior to help open up my eyes regarding halal investing. And this is kind of like where it all started. And I was like, there's not a lot of material out there. There's not really a lot of content creators out there who are talking about this topic. And it's really important because a lot of the time when I talk to people about them investing, they're investing in stuff that's not permissible from an Islamic point of view. So I was like, well, let me use this platform and try to like put it out there as well. Like, you know, this is what you can and can't invest in, and this is why.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Trying to
So
broaden.
when I put it out there, it just started to snowball, and it is what it is, and here we are today.
Nice.
Awesome. That's a great story. So yeah, I mean, that's perfect. And so how do you like TikTok as your kind of method of delivery to audiences?
Yeah,
It's it's pretty easy to use. Like, I mean, after like, I'm like 38 years old, so I'm not like a youngin by any means. And I was trying like, different things
For
when I first
22.
so it's like I was like taking a look at these TikTok trends, and I was like, you know what, there's got to be a better use for this platform than just like dancing to random songs and lip syncing and whatever. But you know what, TikTok is really great with like reaching people, and the algorithm is what Instagram was like 5 years ago. Like it's Instagram now is more like the more money you pay to Facebook, the better your stuff does.
Yeah.
But on TikTok, literally anyone can go viral for anything, and it's a great way to like blow up a business, or to kind of put yourself out there, or to like speak for a certain cause and have like a fair chance of it being heard by a fair number of people. Like, I can't tell you how much business I've drummed up just because of my exposure to TikTok, right?
Within
So I
your
mean,
like realtor career?
yeah, like I mean, I do get a lot of people who are looking to purchase a home that live like in the GTA, which is where I work. And even if they don't live in the GTA, I can refer them to a realtor wherever they are and still get a referral fee from that realtor, right? Like, so I mean, I could refer to anyone, like you guys who live in the States. I have a huge network of agents that I refer to, and they also give me a cut of like whatever the commission is, right?
Yeah. It's always part of being a realtor. I mean, so you have to be always hustling, always entrepreneurial, trying to make deals.
The hustle never stops, honestly. And like with the pandemic here, especially here in Toronto, like a lot of stuff has been locked down. So the way that I usually generate my business is not available to me right now, which is canvassing neighborhoods and door knocking and putting myself in front of people to, like discuss real estate. We're not allowed to do that. Like, especially with the stay-at-home order for the last like 8 months. Like, if you go knock on somebody's house, it's the now I'm the sleazy realtor who's trying to get them out of their home during the pandemic, right? So it doesn't work out for me that well.
Gotcha.
So on TikTok, have you ever explored any other like things? Like, do you do the dances and everything? I love watching the dances.
No, but I did come up with a few other things to kind of keep it a little different. So I have an alter ego named Mr. Musti. He's based on somebody.
Wait, Mr. Mufti, we have to hear more about him.
So he's basically based on somebody that I know in real life. And because of the way they thought about certain things, I just like made videos about it. And it seemed to like, be like a funny, comical way of like, spinning certain topics that a lot of people are like, on the fence about. Especially Mr. Mufti isn't a huge fan of holding Tesla stock. So there's a lot of banter going on back and forth between that. So
I definitely have to check out Mr. Mufti's channel. I think me and him could be best friends.
Yeah, and then eventually it kind of evolved into like, I get a lot of like funny questions on a daily basis. So anytime I get one of those questions, I have like Mr. Mufti take care of it, like in a video. So
that was funny.
I should get an alter ego.
Yeah.
He already has an alter ego.
I have like 5.
Yeah, he doesn't need any more.
Oh, it's all good.
Literally, that's why. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
But yeah, so we have to actually wrap it up here. But
but is there any
do you have any
message or anything you want to say or any advice to anyone?
Well, I mean, just like try to do your research as much as you can into anything that you want to get into. Don't just like on a whim or on like news or on whatever you think it is that will get you rich quick. There is no get rich quick scheme in life. It all takes hard work and hustle and time and dedication. And like even if let's say you do like hit it like and get rich like right away, the quicker and the easier it is to come, the quicker and the easier it is that it'll go. So you need to basically learn how to like fish before you start eating the fish.
Awesome. And then do you have anything you want to plug for your own social media, or like even a message to Dave Portnoy about why he should come on the show because the show is amazing? Something like that.
I think you guys should go for Elon. I think he's the bigger fish here.
See, we're gonna go to Dave and then Elon, but like Dave, it reminds me of a younger or older version of myself. That's what I envision.
Well, honestly, like I mean, you guys can follow me all on my platforms on TikTok and on Instagram at HalalStockTok. I always reply to all of my DMs. It takes a while because there's quite a bit, and I always get like, you know, all these like random messages whether something is halal or not, like especially with these coins. So it takes me a while to filter through them, but eventually I do respond to everyone. And yeah, like it's you guys just got to keep the hustle alive. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you guys. It's a
And
pleasure.
just a disclaimer, everything we said in this video is just our personal opinions. It's not financial advice. Please do your own research, but make sure you share, like, comment about how beautiful I am. I know I look amazing today, but yeah, thank you so much for coming on today, and we'll see you next week.
Yes. Thanks for being part of Post Grad Academy.